What is up, guys, and welcome back to another video. And in this video I'm going to be going over the best AFL games I have been to live. Caden McDonald has done a similar video to this a couple of years ago, so I'll put a link in the description, so definitely check that out if you want to as well. But let's just get straight on with the list. So I'm going to be doing a bit of a top 8. I was going to do a top 10, but then I'm like, nah. So I'm not going to go into games where I've got no idea. Like, I know I've been to games when I was like little, like really little, but I can't remember anything about it. So I'm not going to go into those games because I can't really explain it. So let's just start off with number 8. Number 8 is St Kilda versus Fremantle in 2013. And if you guys don't know already, St Kilda were pretty average in 2013. They were actually pretty crap. So they finished 16th on the ladder. They were losing most games, and Fremantle at the same time were finished top of the ladder. So I thought it was probably going to be another a smashing, let's just say that. But it was actually a really good day. Not only did we smash Fremantle by 72 points, but we got to celebrate the retirees of Stephen Milne, Jason Blake, and Justin Koschitzke.
Koschitzke, for one of the final times in his career, to take the roof off the joint.
And they all got, I'm pretty sure they all got a goal. Koschitzke got robbed of a goal in the last quarter, but yeah, it was just a really good day. And not only that, but I got to win a signed St Kilda Guernsey before the match, because I picked 3 random people to go on the ground beforehand and kick. It was a bit of a goal kicking challenge. I actually ended up winning, so I got a signed St Kilda Guernsey. So here's the actual jumper that I ended up winning. So 6 or so years old. So here it is. It's a pretty cool jumper. Too bad, God, it's kind of stained, but let's just forget about that. There are the signatures. And on the back, yeah, Centrebet logo. So that's pretty cool. Still have it, and it still doesn't fit me because it's like a full-size jumper, and I'm small. But yeah, that's still really cool to win, and that's why it's at number 8 in my favorite game. At number 7, we've got Essendon versus St Kilda 2015. Coming into the game, I'm pretty sure both of the teams were pretty even. Both of us weren't doing very well. St Kilda nor Essendon were like average. We're like 12th or so not that good. But yeah, didn't come into the game thinking much of it. Probably going to be a close battle, but we completely demolished Essendon, but to the tune of 110 points. 162 to 52 were the final scores.
It's almost a training drill now as they go from one end of the ground to the other. How easy is that? As Bruce is on the end of it, Hurley looks towards the heavens as if to say, what on earth is happening, Spud?
And it was just such a great game to watch. We sat level 2. We don't usually sit level 2, but because it was an away game, we sat level 2. And yeah, it was just a really good game to watch. We absolutely smashed Essendon. And you don't usually see 100-point smashings very recently at all. And that was the last time St Kilda beat a team by over 100 points. And yeah, it's definitely not rare. So that was a really good game to go to. And yeah, number 6. Number 6 is the only non-St Kilda game in this list. And I've only been to like 7 or 8 non-St Kilda games. It's pretty much only St Kilda games. But this was Gold Coast versus West Coast 2015 at Metricon Stadium. And the only reason I actually went to this game is because I was in a holiday at Gold Coast at the time, and we had nothing better to do, so we decided to go to Metricon Stadium. West Coast 2015, they made the grand final, whilst Gold Coast, the Gold Coast, and really just be sitting in the bottom half of the ladder. And coming into the game, didn't think too much of it, but Gold Coast they just kept coming back at the Eagles. They were in the game for all the match. I can't really remember too much of the match, but I can definitely remember the ending of the game. Tom Lynch took the grab and kicked the goal to get a draw.
High ball, Lynch with a jump. Come on! Tom Lynch, Barry Hall called for him, and Barry gets him within the last minute. What a grab from the captain. This for a drawn game. Lynch for the unlikely draw against the West Coast Eagles. It's scores a level, 4 seconds remaining.
Which pretty much a second after the sign went, and it was a draw. So it was a weird game actually. It was a weird ending to the game, but it was really exciting. As a neutral fan, I was just cheering for the Gold Coast Suns because they were the underdogs. And funnily enough, in that season, the other draw in the season was St Kilda versus Geelong, which I also went to. So I was maybe one of the few people who went to both of the draws of the season, Gold Coast, West Coast, and St Kilda Geelong. In number 5, we have got Melbourne versus St Kilda in 2015. I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong. So Melbourne were basically coming off a 11 or so game losing streak against the Saints. So basically since the elimination final in 2006, St Kilda have beaten them every time. And in this game, it was no exception. Melbourne versus St Kilda, we battled it out as per usual, and it was close, I'm pretty sure, all game. But then in the last minute or so, I'm pretty sure it was Jeremy Howe. Correct me if I'm wrong, it might have been someone else, I'm not really sure. They kicked a goal with 23 seconds remaining to put themselves in front. And at that stage, I went out of my seat to check the time on this clock, because you could do that at Etihad Stadium at the time. And I saw 20 seconds left. Crap, we're going to break the streak of the games we won against Melbourne. But more importantly, we're going to lose. But then straight away, we got the clearance. It got kicked down. Jack Steven got the clearance, and then Montagna basically kicked a goal in the goal square, and we ended up winning with 7 seconds remaining.
The man known for his big marks comes in and kicks a big goal.
Back to Jack Steven once again. Takes on one, takes on two, kicks into the pocket. Over the head it goes. At the back, Montagna into the open goal. Saints regain the lead.
So that was just such a thrilling finish. I was just jumping up and down. Even though the win didn't matter too much since we came 14th, it was still such an awesome game to go to. For number 4, we have Geelong versus St Kilda. Well, St Kilda versus Geelong 2016. I didn't know where to put this game, but it was just a really good game to go to. And it was the game where Jade Gresham kicked that really good goal, and we were at one stage 2 or 3 goals down halfway through the last quarter. But we fought back. We fought back at the end, and we ended up, I think Jack Steven kicked a goal. It might have been someone else. And we ended up getting the lead, and it was just a nail biter at the end. But we eventually overtook the Cats, who were, I'm pretty sure, they were at top of the table at the stage. And we ended up beating them by 3 points.
They need a mark here. Kick round the body. Bartel nearly did it. 8 seconds remaining. Through came Montagna on the ground. That might be it for the Saints. 3 seconds remaining. And wow.
I think we were in the 8 at the time, 2016, if I can't remember correctly. But we beat top of the table Cats, which in such a thrilling game, it was, definitely one of the best games I've been to. We never beat Geelong. Let's face it, since the good old days, we've basically never beaten Geelong. So that game was just, a really good game. In number 3, this is a bit of a more recent one. I've got Bulldogs versus St Kilda in 2015. So if you guys don't know what happened in this game, basically we played the Bulldogs in 2015. They were red hot, the Bulldogs, in that year. They played finals. We played them, and crap start, terrible shit, if I had to say. It was just not a good start. We first quarter we were down by 3 or 4 goals, and nothing changed in the second quarter. We were down by 53 or so points. I thought, this is garbage. So we moved from the wing, we moved to behind the goals in the cheer squad, and that's when things started to change. We just piled on goals. We kept kicking goals and kept coming back, and we're just on such a roll. And then thanks to Jack Billings' 4 goals and the winner, we ended up beating the Bulldogs by 7 points.
Tumbling it. Wood slipped at the crucial stage. Billings is at the back. Billings is 45 out. He steadies low, keeps it low, and kicks the goal. This is phenomenal. How good's his kid, though? Billings has got 4.
In what was one of the biggest comebacks in AFL-VFL history. I think it's ranked number 6 in whole of history, and just an awesome game to go to. We just couldn't believe it. I mean, Bulldogs just stopped, and we just ran over the top of them in, just one of the best games. For number 2, the last 2 games are finals. So, St Kilda haven't played finals since 2011, but these last 2 games were finals. So this one was St Kilda versus Geelong in 2010, and it was a Geelong home game at the MCG, and it was spewing with rain. So conditions weren't the best, but nonetheless, it was a qualifying final, so the crowd obviously would have been pretty high. And as well as that, this is a record I still have of the game. Pretty cool. It's got all the stuff in it, but so Geelong versus St Kilda 2010. It was, yeah, it just went into the last quarter. It was close and all that. So in the game, we were in front for most of it. At halftime, we were up by 20 points, but Geelong ended up clawing their way back in it. But Cameron Ling, with around a minute to go, kicked a goal. And at the time, I'm like, oh, crap, that the Geelong have won. I thought at the time, Ling kicked the goal, Geelong have won. They're not going to get back. They've won the game. But apparently, Cameron Mooney pushed James Gwilt in the back, and they reversed the free kick into our favour, and I just couldn't believe it. We couldn't believe it. We're like, oh, what's the luck in that? So they reversed the goal.
Dawson, Mooney, Gwilt, and now Ling. Oh,
Holding the man for the Shakira. Hello, controversy.
We ended up beating them by 4 points, 83-79. The next game, well, my favourite, probably the best game I've been to, let's face it, is the 2009 preliminary final, Bulldogs versus St Kilda at the MCG. So, I was like 6 years old at the time, but either way, I was still a big St Kilda fan, and I was excited for the game. Preliminary final, I've never been to a grand final. I've never seen my team at a grand final, and that was a season where we won like 20 in a row. So, yeah, just awesome stuff. So yeah, it was just, I think it was a close game. Pretty much all game was close, and it was a very low scoring game. The scores weren't over, like, they were basically like less than 60 points. So it was basically around one or 2 points in the last 5 minutes. Heart pumping, heart beating, so much pressure, so nervous. I mean, it's a grand final. The winner gets into a grand final, and I was just so nervous. I'm pretty sure Daniel Giantracusa, he like just missed 2 minutes with like 2.5 minutes to go, and I thought at the time he scored the goal, I was like, oh god, no, but luckily he didn't. And then with around a minute or so remaining, Nick Rewalk socketed it out of the ground to kick the winning goal, and we ended up winning the game by 7 points.
Look out, Revolt working, hands to it, couldn't hang on. Loose ball, guess who? It's a refitting.
To put ourselves into the grand final. And I did actually go to that 2009 grand final, but I didn't really want to include it since we lost. But yeah, we should have won that game, to be honest with you. Too many scoring shots we missed in the 2009 grand final. But yeah, hopefully you guys did enjoy the video, and I might have missed a few, but yeah, I've been to a lot of good matches, and if you guys have been to good matches, let me know which are your favourite matches you've been to below. Check out Caden McDonald's video on the same topic. There should be one in the description. And as well as that, if you guys have any video ideas, let me know them as well. And I'll be doing an AFL draft video after all the draft picks have been done in the next couple of days. So stay tuned for that. Maybe a live stream, and I'll see you guys very soon.